All right, number 5, the reason why I have graph paper is because it asks us to graph a couple of lines. There's 2 ways to graph actually there's more than 2 ways, but I'm going to show you 2 ways to graph a line. So let's say you have an equation like y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Okay, the easiest way to do this is to find the starting point and find the growth. And so this is the starting point. This is where it begins when it's normally like mx plus b. You can think of this as where it begins or where it starts. So it starts at 1. And an m is how much more each time or how much it's growing by. And this is kind of tricky. If you remember, m is equal to the change in y over the change in x. So it's changing this way. For this situation, it's 2/3. It's changing in the y direction, the y-axis direction, by 2, and it's changing in the x direction by 3. So it's changing 3 in this direction and then 2 in this direction. You end up getting this nice line right there. Okay, the other way to do it, if you're like me and sometimes forget or you just want to do it this way, you can always make a table of values. Okay, so x and y. Thinking about values to plug in, my favorite number is always 0 and 1. So if you plug in 0 to this equation, you're going to have y equals 2/3 times 0 plus 1. Of course, 2/3 times 0 is 0, and you get out y equals 1. Okay, so 0 comma 1 is the point on there. The next thing, I'm going to want to pick something that multiplies so that I don't have a fraction. Okay, I could plug in 1, so let's try this again. I'm just going to erase it to save space. If you plugged in 1, you'd end up getting 2/3 plus 1. You'd have to say 3/3, so this would be 5/3. I really don't care about graphing that because it's a fraction. So pick a number instead of 1 or 0 that would make sense to multiply by. If you multiply by 2, is it going to cancel out? No. So let's multiply by 3. What a great number. 3 times 3, it's going to cancel out, or you can think of it as 6/3, and 6 divided by 3 is just 2 plus 1. Y equals 3. So when you plug in, what value did we plug in? We plugged in 3, and we got out y equals 3. So we got 3 comma 3. All you need to make a line is 2 points. Do you see how that same growth is happening? It's the same thing I graphed earlier. This was way quicker. If you want to plug in points, this way will work too. I want you to try graphing for me now. The line y equals x plus 1. This one right there, try graphing that.